In my presentation to you today, I'm going to outline my journey and the challenges that I've faced since I was diagnosed with younger onset Alzheimer's disease in August 2019. I will then introduce the term reablement and the model that I use to create each of my reablement plans. I will then use the example of cooking to show you how it all works. In August 2019, I was diagnosed with younger onset Alzheimer's disease at the age of 59. This diagnosis was based on the results of 2 clinical tests and the symptoms I was displaying at the time. Firstly, the brain perfusion SPECT scan showed that I had a reduced blood flow to the brain, which is often seen as an indicator for Alzheimer's disease. This was then later confirmed by amyloid PET scan, which showed that I had the highest grade of amyloid beta deposits in my brain, particularly in the lateral temporal cortex area, which affects memory, and the parietal cortex, which is involved in receiving and processing sensory input. These results, in conjunction with the symptoms I was displaying, led to my diagnosis. Having previously been a primary carer for my father for 4 years, before he passed away of dementia in 2012, I had witnessed firsthand how this disease had slowly changed him, stealing away his memory, changing his behaviour, and even his ability to carry out simple daily tasks, such as cooking, cleaning, and looking after his own personal care. Even though I was aware of the journey that was now in front of me and my family, I didn't cope well with this diagnosis. Full of anger, sadness and fear, I retreated from society. I ate and drank too much, putting on over 20 kilograms as I felt sorry for myself. Quite simply, I had no plan or vision for the future other than just living day by day. I had allowed darkness to surround me as I fell into a mental and social abyss. Besides the obvious cognitive decline that is associated with Alzheimer's disease, I thought I would also share with you 6 other challenges that I have experienced since my diagnosis. Cognitive decline, memory loss, confusion, trouble with decision making, multitasking, focusing and concentration. Loss of self. As this disease takes away who you are and what you want to achieve in your life, I have found that not only did I lose confidence in myself, but I also became disillusioned with life. Communication difficulties. Expressing your thoughts, following conversations, remembering past events, and struggling to find the right words makes communication with other people very difficult. Social isolation and stigma. Over time, not only will your family and friends start to experience difficulties in communicating with you, but it becomes increasingly difficult for you to engage in and follow conversations. As a result, it is very easy to withdraw yourself from social interactions, mainly because of embarrassment. Impact on relationships. As this disease progresses, you start to experience changes in your personality and behaviour, which then in turn impact on your relationships with family, friends and work colleagues. Fear of the unknown. As everyone experiences dementia differently, the uncertainty of how quickly this disease will progress creates a real fear of not knowing when you're going to lose control. Motor decline. This came to my attention when I started to compete in master swimming events where you need to get from point A to point B in the shortest time. On land, I have full control when I'm breathing, but when I'm swimming, I need to coordinate the movement of my arms and legs so that they are synchronized every time I take a breath. It is not that I don't know what to do, rather, there is a delay in responding to the impulses that are travelling to and from my brain that causes the issues for me. I am very much of the opinion that following my diagnosis, not only had I lost confidence in myself as a person, but I found that I'd become disillusioned with life. However, this all changed about 2 months later, following a chance trip to Japan to watch the 2019 Rugby World Cup with a number of close friends. Where I viewed this trip as being my last hurrah, I came to the realization that I reflected in the onsens, the hot water baths, that life was too short to be given up without a fight. Quite simply, you only get one life, and it's important that you get the most out of it by living the life that you want to, one that you value. From my perspective, I coined the following phrase to illustrate my intention that I was now prepared to fight this disease. I needed to accept what I can't change and change what I can. So this is where the first part of my journey really begins. After much research and discussion with my twin brother, I believed the best way forward was firstly to enroll in a novel clinical trial. This was perhaps the biggest gamble of my life, as I chose to follow the neuroinflammation hypothesis rather than the more traditional amyloid beta and tau hypotheses. After meeting the inclusion criteria, I enrolled in a phase 1b clinical trial that involved receiving a weekly injection of the experimental drug known as XPro 1595 throughout all of 2020 and the first quarter of 2021. As my response to this drug has been quite encouraging, I am still receiving this drug today through our government special access scheme. Interesting enough, I was able to see the results of this phase 1b clinical trial displayed as a poster abstract at the 2023 Australian Dementia Research Forum that was held on the Gold Coast in June last year. Where my geriatrician advised me of the importance of remaining active, changing my diet, socialising with people and stimulating my mind, I couldn't find any structured post-diagnostic care and support program that would show me how to fight this disease. So I decided, through my own research and experimentation, to create what I refer to as a holistic approach. In doing so, I hoped this approach would not only help me redefine who I was, but it would also help me slow down the progression of this disease. It is for this reason that I referred to the 4 aspects of self, body, mind, heart and soul in my tree of awakening or positivity. Each of the leaves in my tree reflect those actions, interventions and strategies that I've been using daily. For example, under body I have healthy diet, quality sleep, keep active. Under mind you can see exercise your brain, challenge yourself and socialise with people. Under heart I've listed professional healthcare team, find your passion, family. Finally, under soul, there is community service, work as an advocate, enjoy nature. In my tree, there are 44 different leaves of positivity, which reflect the priorities that I've given to different aspects of my life. My 2 favourite leaves are just keep swimming, which for me means don't give up, always keep trying. And the other one is look for the silver lining. Everyone faces challenges in their lives. By always looking for those positive aspects in your life, I think it really keeps you moving forward. As of the 14th of April 2024, I have been following this approach for exactly 1,462 days, which is 4 years. The term reablement is a relatively new term that is commonly linked to other terms such as rehabilitation and restorative care. The main difference is that reablement for me is about supporting people living with dementia so that they can improve what they can do for themselves. Reablement therefore aims to help a person living with dementia to regain their self-confidence, maintain their independence, improve their quality of life, and remain engaged in activities that are meaningful to them. To achieve this, SMART goals are needed to supply the framework which determines how the reablement plan will be developed and implemented to deliver targeted interventions and support. In the reablement plans that I've created for myself, I found that I needed to follow 5 steps. Step 1 is a person-centered assessment. The first step in creating a reablement plan is to undertake an assessment of your situation, that is your abilities, interests and needs. Ideally, this would involve a discussion with me, my partner, and a member of the allied healthcare profession to identify those areas where support is needed. Step 2, setting your SMART goal. Based on the assessment, the second step involves creating a SMART goal that is clear and realistic. The goal needs to be tailored to your abilities and interests and should focus on those areas where you will require support. Step 3, building your plan. The third step outlines those core actions, the interventions, supports and services that will be provided to help you achieve your SMART goal. The plans should also have a timeline and assign responsibilities to each of the core actions. Step 4, implementing the plan. The fourth step involves putting your plan into operation and working with your support team to achieve your goal. This also involves regular monitoring of your progress and making any adjustments to your plan to ensure you're receiving the most effective support and services that you need to achieve your goal. Step 5, evaluation. Finally, as the plan is coming to an end, it needs to be evaluated to determine if the SMART goal has been achieved and if any additional support may be required in the future. The reablement plan I'm going to show you today is about preparing and cooking a meal, and I've chosen Penang meatballs. In step 1, besides evaluating my physical and cognitive abilities, this step also looks at how comfortable I am with cooking techniques and my preferences regarding cooking particular items. Step 2 shows how I've broken my SMART goal. Over the next 4 weeks, I want to be able to cook my dinner at least 3 times a week using prepared recipes into the 5 essential criteria, these being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time. In step 3, this starts with enhancing safety measures in the kitchen and then moves into simple cooking activities before looking at a dietary plan that was constructed by my dietitian. I needed this plan because with all the training that I was doing, I was finding that I was short of energy due to the restrictions I was placing on my diet. Step 4 is about getting ready to start cooking. You'll then celebrating milestones, cleaning up, monitoring your progress, and making adjustments. Step 5 is about determining whether I reached my SMART goal and if any other supports are needed. It also considers the social engagement perspective. I now have a video that highlights specific parts of this reablement plan to show you. The first segment of the video shows me going down to my local supermarket with my care support person to find and purchase the items I need to cook my dinner.
What else do you need now? Breadcrumbs down the bottom or panko? It's up to you which ones you prefer to use.
Yeah, you got.
You don't need any flavours, just need the
I'll just look at that. It'll come through. After arriving at home, I now need to set up the kitchen bench. On the right, I've placed the kitchen utensils. In the centre is a recipe that is being displayed on a stand, and on the left are the ingredients that I'll be using. Here comes coconut, lime juice and fish sauce.
an egg.
Mince, egg. Yeah, okay, we'll cook.
Okay.
Right, we've got a bowl. Right.
You've got a cup also? Yeah.
Cup, yeah, I've got a cup.
Okay.
Cup. For
Okay. Yep. Okay, so 1 cup it is, yeah?
Okay. Mince, which is this one.
Yeah.
This is where I realised that I'd picked the wrong size bowl and now needed a bigger one. And you reckon I just got
Yeah, hands. That's it. Okay, that's all done.
Turn the stove on, heating a fry pan using medium. Add 2 tablespoons of oil to the fry pan, followed by 15 meatballs. Okay. That's probably enough. What do you reckon?
Get your tongs.
Yep. Like the bowl, I also picked the wrong size pan and had to start cooking the meatballs again. Where's that whole bunch?
Warning, should not put your hands in there. 4 or 5, yeah, 5 hands, non-stick.
Add the, okay, so this to this one?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Yep.
Got any left in there? All right. And you just want to stir it around.
Is that what I suppose normally look like?
Yep. And how are you going to do it? Cooking on high for 2 hours?
Yeah, so high would be 2. High would be 2.
Yeah, the highest that you've got.
Yep. Oops. For this one, so this is mine. And now, when I compare this rearrangement plan to my tree, I find that I've picked up 16 of my leaves of positivity. These are listed on the slide under body, mind, heart and soul. For me, the main leaves are challenge yourself. As I haven't cooked for many, many years, even though I enjoy it, this is a real challenge for me. Care support person. In order to cook, I need the assistance of someone to help me. And why am I doing it is probably in terms of a healthy diet, and that's my third one. Thank you for taking the time for listening to me. My apologies again for not being able to present this abstract to you personally. However, feel free to follow me using the QR code, which is now showing in front of you.